What's up, guys? For this demo I'm trying out the Nocturnal Bass, which is Nik Nocturnal's signature virtual bass instrument by Submission Audio, and it is, as with all Submission Audio products, a really sick ass virtual instrument. And for this demo I thought it would be fun and interesting to compare Nocturnal Bass with Djinnbass 2 and Eurobass 3. But first let's check out how the plugin is set up. And the first thing that hits you is that it has a really killer and ominous GUI. As with both Djinnbass 2 and Eurobass 3, you have 3 sounds to choose from. First off, a clean DI, which is really awesome to use when you want to have your own distortion to it or just need a basic clean DI. A clean channel, or a clean tone that is. And also a super distorted channel, which is pretty much mix ready and perfect to use in a metal situation. And as you can see here, you have a couple of different tonal options, a drive, a tone, compression, and girth for both distorted and a clean channel. But the DI, you have them all disabled and you can choose your own processing afterwards. And down here you have what articulation is chosen at the moment. And down here you have when the bass is supposed to alternate picking, either auto, half note, quarter note, 8th note, or 16th note. My preference is to set it to 8 notes. And next up you have the doom button. When you engage that, you decrease the amount of round robins in the plugin, which assures you that you can get the most heavy bass tone all the time in the plugin without losing any intensity to it. You lose a little bit of the realism in the bass, but the tone like that is really useful in some genres. Next up is the humanize knob here, where it's programmed to slightly change the velocity to make it a bit more realistic. And my go-to settings is somewhere between machine and bassist, because you don't want it to go full bassist, right? But somewhere in the middle here is my go-to settings for this one. And next up is the position slider here, which basically forces the bass to play only on the thickest string, depending on how high you set this. And lastly, you have the settings button here, where you can access the key switch map and the tuning of the bass, and also the bend range. But enough talking, let's hear it in action. And for these tones I have no further post-processing of the bass itself, other than an instance of flatline 2, of course, on the master out, but that's mainly for volume control. Let's hear it with some guitar and bass from the demo in the beginning. I hope you liked it. Here's how it sounds. Yeah, really killer bass tone in this one, and a lot of flexibility with all these different sounds and all these different settings. And I really like the distortion that comes straight off the plugin. So let's compare the Nocturnal Bass with Djinnbass 2 and Eurobass 3. And as I said, I've only used the processing within the plugin, so no further processing other than some flatline 2 at the master bus. Yeah, they all sound really good. Well, let's add some processing to this and see if we can shape the tone even further. So what I have on each bass is an instance of the double tap, also from Submission Audio, with these settings on each one, and an instance of FabFilter Pro Q3 with different EQs depending on what instrument. On the Nocturnal bass is this EQ here. On Djinnbass 2 I have this EQ set here, and you can see a bit of reducing of the piano note that normally comes with the Djinnbass 2. It's usable in some genres, but in this mix I felt I had to reduce it. But it's set to dynamic mode, so it only affects the tone when the bass is played at the more higher frets. And besides that, it's set up pretty much similar with all three EQs. It has a low cut at around 40 Hz, a slight dip over at 60 Hz just for the kick to cut through a bit more, a boost at around above 100. I've cut a little mud out of the bass at around 200 Hz, and also around the octave up at around 400 Hz. And it has a boost at around 700 Hz, which I really feel helps the bass cut through the mix a bit more, and it adds a bit more grunt to the bass. And all the tracks are routed to a bus, where I have an instance of Flatline 2 going that takes care of some of the stray peaks and just keeps the bass more intact. So let's do another comparison of all three basses, but with the processing engaged. So let's check out just the basses in solo. As you can hear, a lot of sick tones in all three plugins. It's just a matter of you finding the tones that fits your music the best. Thank you so much for watching my demo. Hope you liked it. And if you have any further questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below and I'll do my best to answer. And if you want to support me further, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so you'll get notified whenever I release a new video. Put a thumbs up to this one, it really matters to me. And until the next one, see you later.